Hello folks, did you know Yanagi's Naginata shows the time? Her clock actually syncs up with your system's time down to the very second. Anyways, in this video, I will show simple ways to effectively play Yanagi in her best two roles, a shock DPS or a disorder DPS. Use the timestamps below to go to the sections you're interested in. First off, her kit. Like usual, it is very wordy, so let me break it down to the simplest form. You want to keep both stance buffs and keep spamming basic attacks. This will automatically give her all the important buffs and let her apply a bunch of electric damage and disorder damage at the same time. To do this, start with the hold version of her EX special as soon as you can. This puts Yanagi in a buff state for 15 seconds, and you will see a yellow circle buff under her health bar. While in this buff, her basic attacks skip the early hits that does very low physical damage and go straight to the electric damage. With this buff, just keep spamming basic attacks until the duration gets to half. Now you want to tap the special, tap, not hold, to switch her stance. Switching stances will give her a separate passive that lasts for 8 seconds after changing stances. And as long as you hold or tap her special every 8 seconds, you will keep all the buffs at the same time. And when the buff from her EX special is gone, just use another hold EX special and repeat from the start. Let's go over her rotation again in real time. Start off with hold EX special to get the circle buff. Now spam basic attacks until the circle buff is half gone. Then you want to tap the special to change stance and continue spamming basic attacks. When the circle buff is almost gone, use her hold EX special again, and we repeat. Her basic attack looks different depending on Yanagi's stance, but they pretty much do the exact same damage, so it does not matter which stance she's in, just make sure to keep swapping every 8 seconds. Yanagi has two teams she excels in. One is doing shock damage and the other is disorder damage. Both playstyles will require a lot of on-field time, and they have the same rotation that I just talked about. In shock teams, you want 2 or 3 electric units with either a stunner or a buff supporter. Qingyi, Rina, Ambi, and Seth are great picks. Grace is not as good as you think because she also fights for on-field time and she can steal Yanagi's disorder procs. Yanagi's other team is disorder damage. For this, ignore the stunner. Bring another anomaly unit from a different element like Bernice, which is Yanagi's best teammate at the moment, or Jane Doe or Piper. Then add a buff supporter like Caesar, Rina, Lucy, or Seth. For this disorder team, your main goal is to apply the non-electric anomaly first, then switch to Yanagi and proc as many disorders as you can. Yanagi's disc drive are also a little different depending on her role. For shock teams, you want 4-piece Thunder Metal and either 2-piece Chaos Jazz or Freedom Blue, the 2-piece that gives the anomaly proficiency buff. For her disorder teams, you want to use 4-piece Chaos Jazz and 2-piece Freedom Blue. And for the main stats, they're the same for both styles. You want anomaly proficiency on disc 4, electric damage on disc 5, and either anomaly mastery or attack percent on disc 6. After doing the math, both the AM and attack percent main stat on disc 6 gives about the same DPS, so use the one with better substats. And for substats, it's the same for both playstyles as well. You want to prioritize anomaly proficiency, that's her most important stat, especially if you are using her signature WEngine, then attack percent, then penetration, and then flat attack. And lucky for us, Yanagi's best WEngines are the same for both playstyles as well. Obviously, the Time Weaver is the best, but in second place, the 5-star Fusion Compiler only performs slightly better than the Electro Lip Gloss from the Battle Pass. So use whichever one you have, and if you have none of these, then use the Weeping Gemini. You can craft this one from the WEngine store, so you're always going to have it available, and it's still a very strong choice for Yanagi. Overall, Yanagi is another top tier DPS that adds a new special disorder proc that does not directly depend on her anomaly buildup. And with the upcoming changes where your team no longer shares the same decibel ultimate bar, Yanagi will continue to get stronger. I'm very happy with getting her since my Bernice will finally have a strong partner in crime to burn all those baddies. Anyway, thanks for watching to the end. Hope this simple guide was helpful, and as always, have fun out there, Proxy.